Join us as we sit down with remarkable individuals from various walks of life who faced their fair share of obstacles and emerged with positivity. Each episode, you'll hear inspiring stories, actionable tips, and wisdom that can supercharge your own journey when using adversity as motivation. Let's learn together. Welcome to Lauer Power.
Welcome to another episode of Lauer Power, brought to you by the Plumbing Outlet in Cole Township, as well as Cole Region Winery. We are here where we talk about adversity as motivation. We love our adversity.
Yeah, and we also love to talk about leadership, right? So we've had an awesome year, and coming up in our next episode, you're going to see a recap of the highlights of 2024, which I think is really, really going to be cool, Chad.
A lot of great guests, and this is what you can do for us for Christmas. Our Christmas gift from you is to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I think that's fair, right? We need more subscribers. We got a lot of views.
Yeah, smash that subscribe button. We have almost 200,000 views on YouTube, but we only have like 251 subscribers. So we would love for you to just subscribe, click that button. It takes you 2 seconds, and it'd really go a long way.
My mom can only subscribe once. She's tried multiple times to get those numbers up, but here we are. So how was your year? Good?
Dude, I had the best year yet.
The best year yet?
Oh, dude, it was unbelievable.
I think my year was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fine?
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I kept myself busy. Business was fine. Everything was fine. And if it's fine, I'm fine.
Listen, we have a few annual events, right, that we all look forward to. And one of them is your golf tournament. I think that was one of the highlights of my year and probably your year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I certainly had a lot of highlights in 2024. And the Great Stone State Golf Classic did not disappoint. Beautiful day. Raised a lot of money for FFO, our friends over there. And looking forward to doing it again in 2025. Mark your calendars. I will say it's the first Friday of May of 2025 at Three Ponds Golf Course. And we got some surprises this year, I hope.
Another highlight was the hot dog event.
Changing Shamokin, one hot dog at a time.
Yep. Another highlight's our billboards, man. I loved seeing those billboards go up. They're still there. You know, you see when you enter into Shamokin.
Yeah.
So when I think back on 2024, the messages that we've gotten, the support the podcast has had, the growth, the community, like rallying behind each other, Shamokin football, a lot of the adversity stories that we had the pleasure of hearing from our guests. I mean, I think we're having a bigger impact than we originally thought when we set out on this journey. So just want to thank all of the listeners for supporting us, and just know 2025 is going to be even bigger and better.
Yeah. Also, we had our first speaking engagement in 2024 with Fermanos.
That was a day, man.
That was an incredible day.
So I got to tell you, that was kind of the launch into a speaking career for me. It happened by accident. I literally, we started the podcast, and then people started listening, engaging, asking us to come speak. And since, I've booked, I think, 5 or 6 speaking engagements. And 2025, I actually just signed with an agent, the Washington Speaking Bureau. So really, really cool stuff from 2024.
And what I've learned from doing these podcasts is now I can share my experiences and help small businesses grow by creating TV shows for small businesses. Not just podcasts, but they're called TV shows. And we're going to put the TV shows on their YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I think this studio transformed, you know, when we launched the podcast.
It had to, organically.
It's turned into another business model for both of us, really, because you're able to get folks in here to produce content, and then sometimes that turns into Lauer Media promoting it. So it's really cool. And when we sat here in January of 2024, this was totally different.
Yeah. So it evolves.
Just encourage all of you guys. You know, you can hear some of the highlights about what we've done in our entrepreneurship and our philanthropy in the community. And, you know, I think this is a good time of year to reflect on us and kind of like on yourself of, hey, what did the year actually look like, and how do I change it in 2025 to reach my goals? So pretty cool stuff.
I ended my year with a bang.
Let's talk about it. So tell the audience, you got your CDL.
I got my Class B CDL license through Sage Trucking, that is with Commonwealth University, with Bloomsburg University. And I did it.
So tell people, why did you get your CDL? You know, you and I talk, you like to continuously get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And you walk the walk, right? We don't just talk about it here. So this was just something you've kind of wanted to do for a while, and you were telling Krebsy and I about it. And eventually you're just like, I'm going to go do it.
I just did it.
Okay. And tell us what the process was like and why.
Well, why? Well, to get out of your comfort zone. It was really healthy for me to do something that I've never really thought about doing before, driving a truck. And I just wanted to, you know, and it was a really cool process. The people over there at Sage Trucking did a great job. They're not paying for this. I'm just giving them a positive referral here. But they brought in this radio nerd who's into advertising and marketing and turned him into a truck driver. And I posted on Facebook about getting my CDL, and now I had 5 or 6 people reach out to me to be like, that is something that I've always wanted to do. I'm looking for a career change. I'm kind of stuck. I'm a middle-aged dad. You know, like I'm just stuck, and I've always am interested in getting my CDL license. It's a trade. It's something that you have for life. And they're like, what's it like? So now I'm like an influencer for trucking.
Do you feel like a man?
Do I feel like a man? I don't know about that.
I mean, it's just manly to me. Like I don't know. Like you got that
Listen,
trucker now.
It's a 10-speed manual, right? So what they do, they train you on the tractor, like the big rig, without the trailer on it. That's what you drive. So you do 2 days of in-class pre-trip inspection. So it's a script that you have to kind of memorize, and you have to know key parts of the truck and how air brakes work and all this stuff. And you do 2 8-hour days in class. Then they put you on the range. You know, you got to get your DOT physical. You got to pass the ELDT training certificate. You have to get your permit. So you got to pass that test. There's a lot.
I know. It's not easy. Yeah.
Day one, you get on the range. I got my boots on, and I get in the truck for the first time. And they're like, okay, let's go over your pre-trip inspection. And I drove the truck like 20 feet, right, in 4th gear. That was day one. And it's a 4-hour day. Day 2 is another 4-hour day. This time, they take you to the Berwick test track. They drive you out there with your little permit. And props to a gentleman by the name of Scott Mowery, who's an instructor there. And he comes up to me and he says, do you know a Charlie license ring? And this is the first time I met him. I said, maybe. Why? He goes, Charlie had a few kids. He lived out in Overlook. He's dead now, but he used to let me hunt on his land when I was a kid. I said, oh, well, I was one of those kids. I go, I live in Overlook. He goes, oh my God. He goes, so do I. Or he did live in Overlook. And he talked about everybody. He talked about awesome. my cousin Jay, and he hunts out in Bear Gap and all this stuff. So we created a nice little bond there. He drives me to the Berwick test track, and we go around in a circle at 15 miles an hour, shifting from 4th, 5th to 6th, downshifting from 6th, 5th to 4th, right? For about 45 minutes, 15 miles an hour. And then Scott goes, okay, let's go on the interstate. And I literally pooped a squirrel. A squirrel came out of me.
Dude, I don't think I could have done it. I'm telling you.
And you didn't have time to think.
No.
He's like, let's go. And I'm just going through 4th, 5th, and 6th. Next thing you know, you're driving out of Berwick on Route 11, getting on the interstate, then
right
driving through downtown Bloomsburg in this rig. And he's screaming at me. He's like, look at the sign. Stop. How high is that bridge? How tall is your truck? Blah, 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 blah. Keep it down to 25 miles an hour. He's got to be 25. Can't go 26. It's 25. Sweat is just pouring out of every orifice that I have. Everything was just coming out of me. And then that was, he had me drive this truck on Thanksgiving Eve. The busiest traffic day of the year. And there's your pal Chad driving this rig. I didn't kill anybody. I thought I was gonna.
Yeah.
And then the next day was Thanksgiving, and I was so worked up. I was so amped up. Like whiskey wasn't touching this thing. I was just so out of my mind worked up. Tara's like, are you okay? I said, I can't calm down. This is like 40,
adrenaline rush.
Adrenaline is still pumping through my brains. And day 3, they're like, okay, so now I have my normal instructor back. His name's Lee, great guy, a 70-year-old gentleman from Oklahoma. And he's like, okay, we're going to go exit jumping today. I said, exit jumping? He goes,
New terminology
we're
for
going
you?
to jump some exits. You ready? I said, okay. So we're in Bloomsburg at the school. I said, where do we have to go for exit jumping? He goes, out there near Williamsport. Let's go. Here's the keys. Let's go. So we go on 147, and there's a group of exits. So all we did for like 3 hours was drive, get off the exit, and back on. Do a U-turn, and do it again. And what that did was train you on how to shift up and shift down quickly. Because you have to slow that truck down, because your goal is to not use the air brakes as much. I mean, you have to use the air brakes, but you have to shift to slow that truck down. Dude,
it sounds like so much fun. And stressful. And I think we need to give our truck drivers a little more credit.
Yeah. And so, anyway, you have to go 4 days of 4 hours on the range, and then it came testing day.
Now you're really nervous.
Yeah, pouring down raining, about a degree outside.
A little bit of wind.
Out. And this is interesting, is that I met my examiner. His name's Adam, really cool guy. And it's pouring, so we're sitting in his truck waiting for my rig to come, and my rig shows up, and it was my instructor Lee, and he had a student in there. The student comes out of the truck, and his name's Brandon. And Brandon's there drinking a coffee, and it's his day 2 of Class B. I'm like, did you hit the road? He goes, yeah.
Brandon got out in the real world.
And Brandon's looking at me, and he's like staring at me, and I'm like, he's like, Lauer Power? I couldn't make it up. I said, what? I said, yeah. What? He goes, Lauer Power, I listen to your podcast. My neighbor's Mike Garrity. And he's a great guy. And we talked about Mike Garrity, and we talked about the podcast. And he's like, why are you driving a truck? I said, cuz.
Why not?
Why not? He's like, yeah, I guess so. And he's like looking to get a different career and get into trucking and stuff. And I think he said he wants to haul coal in Coal Township awesome. And stuff. And yeah, it was really great. And then the 2-hour exam happened, and I passed the pre-trip inspection. I passed my maneuvers on the range, and then we drove around, and I passed.
So do you feel comfortable yet?
Bro, no, I'll never feel comfortable. Yeah. I mean, the whole idea is my cousin Ryan has an excavation company and a hauling company, and he needs help driving his dump truck.
Yeah,
to haul stone.
Well, dude, right? I appreciate you sharing that with the audience. I think people are going to get some laughs out of that story, but also what a cool way to get out of your comfort zone. I encourage everybody to do that. And
if you felt alive, man, I'll tell you, doing something that scares the bejesus out of you and facing the fear in the face and doing it.
It's so funny you say that, because I actually just shared like a LinkedIn post about this, about when was the last time you felt alive. And I think as my daughter, Ivy, she always tells me before like sporting events or competing, she's like, Dad, I have butterflies. And I'm like, well, those are good. Mm-hmm. They're good. And when you start, they're going to transition into good energy for you. And she said it to me probably like a month or 2 ago. And I thought to myself, I answered her with that question. I was like, when was the last time that I felt alive or to the point where I had butterflies? And it's funny because one of the places I get butterflies is before I take the stage to speak, right? Mm-hmm. And I crave that. I crave it. Another place where I get butterflies is when I enter a golf tournament, not a scramble, but when I'm playing my own ball and I have to actually get it into the hole by myself. Mm-hmm. So I tend, as a now 40-year-old, to crave that in my life. It's like a natural kind of high to get those butterflies. And it's so cool that you felt that, like to the point where A, you were super nervous before, B, you pooped a squirrel while doing it.
Yeah, the squirrel came out of it.
The squirrel came out of you. And then C, Tara still had to deal with you when you got home because the adrenaline didn't wear off. Yeah. I mean, so many people just go through life in like monotony, and it's like the same thing every day. And I think that's a really inspiring and funny story.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you, man. That's really cool that you did that.
Yeah. Thank you. It was a lot of fun. And now I have a trade under my belt.
There you go.
Stone State Trucking.
Stone State Trucking. I can't wait. And I think this is going to inspire some other people. Listen, you know how many trucking jobs there are out there? Like, you can't fill them.
Yeah.
Right.
There's not enough drivers.
It's just amazing. And those guys keep our world kind of going around right now. So I was in Disney recently too.
Man.
I mean, most magical place in the world. Right?
Even all the kids and the wife and all the Disney.
All the kids and the wife. It's my first time I've been there in a while. And, you know, there are people who love to go to Disney multiple times a year. You know, there are some people that go there once in their lifetime, you know, and I got to tell you, it was one of the best weeks of my year as a dad, but I want to share something with the audience. And this isn't me being negative, but as magical as it is, and it was magical, right? Disney also makes mistakes, right? Actually, we rode the Jungle Cruise, which you worked at one day. You ran the Jungle Cruise, but you know, I'll give you a couple examples real quick. So we're in Magic Kingdom and there was a sewage burst the first day and all of Frontierland was shut down, right? So I'm sitting there and the dad in me is like, hey kids, this is the most magical place in the world. Like, you know, I'm straight up making this the best day ever. Cause you go there, you know, I saw the one dad, his shirt said most expensive day ever. And I had to laugh, right? So, you know, for my kids, I'm keeping it magical. You know, it's the singer, not the song kind of deal that we talked about. But as a businessman, I'm like, man, these guys make mistakes, right? We get to go on the Guardians of the Galaxy. We're in line, breaks down for the whole day. Had to come back another day to ride it, right? So to those entrepreneurs out there in 2024, I just want to remind you that even Disney World, one of the best companies in the world.
Fortune 500 most recognized company in the world.
They're known for great employee engagement, you know, service recovery. They even make mistakes, right? So if you're supporting small business out there,
their sewer exploded all over.
Yeah, I was at a coffee shop recently and I saw a lady yelling at the person working at the coffee shop. And I'm just like shaking my head. So I'm like, listen, lady, just chill out and enjoy your day, right? They'll fix your coffee. All right. They're going to fix your coffee. But, you know, I think a lot of times we expect perfection and, you know, I think we need to treat each other with a little more kindness and give each other a little bit of a break sometimes.
Couldn't agree more, pal.
Yeah. So listen, that's really all we have for 2024.
Yeah. We just wanted to catch up.
Catch up with you. Look out for our highlights. Here in 2 weeks, we're going to release our highlights over the holiday. You guys can hopefully enjoy those, get a little bit of a snippet of all of our episodes. If you didn't get a chance to tune in, I think you'll enjoy that. And yeah, man, I can't wait to get started on the next one.
Again, thanks to our sponsors, Plumbing Outlet in Cole Township, as well as Cole Region Winery. Thanks for helping us out.
Are you a business owner, a leader, or an aspiring achiever looking to turn life's challenges into powerful fuel for your success? You've come to the right place. Get ready to unlock the secrets to turning life's hardships into your most powerful ally. Your hosts, along with our incredible guests, will help you tap into your own Lauer power and guide you towards the success you've always dreamed of.